Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing the first update for the Partners in Cream project pan. I gotta say, I am so happy to be doing this project again. I didn't do it last year and I really felt like something was missing in my life, and I know that sounds extreme, but I really did miss it. So I did decide to jump back in this year. This is a project that was created by Steph Lyons and Delynn. Her channel is Outward Processing. As always, they will be linked in the description box below, but this is a project that is focused exclusively on cream and liquid products, no powders. It seems like more often than not, our comfort zones seem to be with powders, and oftentimes, at least in my case, the cream products tend to get a bit neglected, especially in certain categories like face products, eyeshadows, things like that. So I am choosing 6 products to work on in this rolling style project pan. Some of them are going to be to actually finish. Others are just going to be usage based because it's important to me to rotate through the items in my collection, especially because many of them are nowhere near pan or completion. And it just seems like a wasted opportunity to focus my entirety on, say, one blush versus rotating through all of them. I hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and jump into where I am with the products that I started with. The first item that I pulled in is this beautiful little baby right here. This is from ColourPop. This is a Super Shock Cheek in the shade Fire. This was one of the highlighters that was in the Kathleen Lights Zodiac collection. This has been in several projects. It's one that I historically have really loved. I'm finding that it is, and probably always has been, a little bit deep for my skin. You can definitely see it. So I have been wearing it underneath my foundation and it gives such a beautiful glow to the cheeks. Of course, because I'm extra, I do tend to top it with a powder highlighter as well, but I have really enjoyed using this. Hopefully I have put up some pictures to show you when it was rolled in versus this month, because I don't feel like it's very easy to see the change. I have used it 22 times since pulling it in, so it is getting good usage, but I'm only putting it in the traditionally highlighted areas of my face. So it is going to be around with us for a good while, but I'm not mad about it. The next item that I'm working on is also with a goal to finish, and that is one of my Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lips. I went bonkers for these last year. I now have like 6 in my collection, maybe 7. I can't fully remember because I love the formula so much. But it also means that I need to make sure that I'm using them consistently so that they don't spoil. So the shade that I'm working on is the shade Grapefruit. I shone a light through it, and I think that's where we are. It's hard to tell. The top portion, I believe, is clear plastic. So until I can start seeing some gappage there, it is a click style, so you click it up, use it, and then it doesn't go back down. So I feel like for panning, it's going to be very satisfying, but until it gets to the top portion, I'm not 100% sure that those marks on the side are accurate, and it's not just like a trick of the light or some components in there, but I think that's a somewhat accurate mark. I have used it 26 times since pulling it into this project, so we do have a little ways to go, but I have a feeling that we'll be able to get it finished within the next probably 2 to 3 months is my speculation. The last item that I am looking to finish is this little baby right here. This is from Tatcha. This is the Liquid Silk Canvas, and I do want to finish it up. This one I have not been successful in shining a light through. It is an airless pump, so once it's gone, and it will be a surprise for us all. I have only used it 6 times since pulling it into this project. I have mentioned that I haven't been using primers as regularly as I have in years past. I've just been finding that the SPFs that I've been using recently have kind of done a little bit of double duty when it comes to sun protection and priming for makeup. So I just haven't really felt all that compelled. So it's been a bit of a challenge. I feel like I should have been able to use this up in the past month. I just rarely think about it. Compound that with the fact that I think I like the balm formula of this better. Like, this one's fine. I just don't like it as much as I liked the other version, which I absolutely loved, and panned a full size a couple of years ago. So I'm really glad that I got to use a sample of this before indulging in a full size, because I think my money would be better spent on the full size of the balm version versus this one, but we're still working our way through it. The next 3 items have been usage-based goals. I set a goal of 10 uses for each of them, and I feel like that's a good sweet spot for being able to use it consistently in the month, but also be able to indulge my Gemini heart and use a variety of things as well, as I do have other projects with other things in them. So the first item is this right here, super reflective. This is the Tower 28 Beach Please blush in the shade Magic Hour, and you guys, I have fallen in love with this. I have fallen in love with this. This is what it looks like in the pan. It's definitely roughed up and loved. This shade is so flattering and so beautiful and goes with so many things. I love this so much. I've been applying it with a brush. I found that kind of a stamping, stippling motion works really, really well for this. I tried a variety of methods. I had used my fingers in the past. I didn't really like the way that blended out because I don't work well with my fingers. And some of you suggested a sponge, which I've tried that as well, and that was fine. But I do think that the brush was my favorite application. The only thing that I will say is that because this goes on first, being a cream product, I struggled with how my bronzer looked since I'm still using a powder bronzer. So I did find that this also layered nicely over powder. I only use a very small amount of powder, so I can't speak for everyone, but with the method that I used, I found that it didn't disturb my foundation, and I liked that as well, but I think the best for me application is prior to powdering. I just noticed that and thought I'd pass it along, but I did use it the full 10 times, so we will be rolling this sweet little baby out, and I'm sad to see her go. I'm sure that I will pull for her again in the future. The next item that I'm working on is from REM Beauty. This is one of their, I think it's called like their Midnight Liquid Shadows or something. Mine is in the shade Fembot, and it is stunning. It is stunning. I have loved playing with this. It is such an easy thing to do, to put just kind of a similar kind of muted eyeshadow all over the lid, pop this baby on top of it, and it just gives the most beautiful shifty iridescence. And I'm obsessed with it. It's beautiful. I have only used it 5 times in this project because, again, I am working on eyeshadows and other projects and things like that. So I have to spread the love a little bit. But this is going to be staying in for another month, and I am not sad about it at all. It honestly, I think I said this before, kind of makes me want to get a few more of them. Although it's been pointed out to me that they maybe dry out a little bit quickly. I don't feel like I've heard anybody talking about these, which is a shame, because if we're gonna base an opinion on the entire line off of this one right here, they're gorgeous. So maybe I'll pick up another one just to see if this one is kind of the hidden gem or if they're all pretty nice. But thank you for that comment. It means that I'll just have to make sure to keep a really close eye on them. The last product that I'm working on is this one right here. This is my Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. I have mine in the shade FN3, and I had a goal of using it 10 times. I exceeded that pretty dramatically. I used it 17 times in the course of the month, and I really fell back in love with this foundation. It has a really beautiful, more natural, slightly dewy finish, but not like Greaseball Central or anything like that. I do have more balanced to dry skin, so if that means anything. The one thing that I will mention, and I think I mentioned it before, is this is very, very, very heavily scented, and it's a scent that lingers. So I would say if you are sensitive to scents or you don't like scented makeup, you maybe want to pass on this one, but I really have enjoyed using it a lot, and I'm glad that I got usage from it now while I'm at my absolute fairest, because I don't know what I'll look like in the summertime. Truthfully, I really don't tan all that much, so I can't say that it would be a poor shade match in a few months, but I am glad that I used it to its full extent and reminded myself how much I do enjoy it. So what that means is that we have 2 items that are rolling out and 2 items that are going to be taking its place. And one of the things that I thought would be a really smart pick is this from Rare Beauty as well. This is the Power Boost Bronzer Stick. I always do this wrong. It is the bronzer stick in the shade Power Boost. I do that backwards every time and I don't know why. So this is what mine looks like. It has been used, but it is still showing above the plastic. I enjoy this formula. On me, it doesn't come across too warm or orange, and I really enjoy this formula. It's very easy for me to work with, which is nice because I am definitely a novice when it comes to cream products. My comfort zone is 100% in the powder product realm, so I really love that this project helps push me outside of that. So like I did with the other items that are rolling out, this is going to be a 10 usage goal. Eventually I'll probably put it in to kind of wear off that top part, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself yet. And I'm going to start with a 10 usage goal. The other item that I'm pulling in is another cream blush. This one is from Ilia. This is the Color Haze Multi-Use Pigment, and this one is in the shade Before Today. I got this a few years ago, so I do want to get some more use out of it. This came in like a Play by Sephora or something, or maybe it was a Sephora Favorites. That sounds a little bit more right. But it is a really lovely product that can be used all over the face and lips. I tend to use it just as a blush, but this is the shade right here. And again, really, really beautiful product, and one that I am excited to get some usage out of because it's been in the back of my drawer for way too long. It still smells really nice, which is a good sign since, again, it is a few years old, and these do have a shorter shelf life. In fact, this had a 12-month shelf life, so I'll be keeping an eye on that. But again, I do want to use this 10 times in the course of this project, and I think I'll be able to do that. So that is where we landed at the end of the first month of the Partners in Cream Project Pan. Make sure to reach out to Steph and Delyn and check out their videos, as well as I'm pretty sure there's probably a playlist, a community playlist. There has been in years past, and I will make sure to link my playlist from previous years down in the description box below, so do make sure to check that all out. If you have enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing before you leave. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.